Okay, so today is the 25th, and yes, I have the date wrong on the board. It is Thursday. It's the day before a 100-point test. So, we are going to start with Math Workshop. Every day we do this. Today I asked the kids to do the two that I starred. Every day just different ones. Okay, so the first one, I want you to think about this. I know it is weird because it says, what are the best units of measurement to use when you weigh nuts at a bulk food store? The key word is weigh. What are the only two measurements that deal with weight? You can say it. Ounces and tons. Listen, these are the only two that deal with weight of anything. But anytime I hear the word tons, I think of elephants. Do you really think you're going to need, like if you're buying pecans or something for a recipe, are you going to need tons of them? No. So the actual answer is ounces. Bulk food stores. Go ahead and face forward. Listen, I'm not doing it today. Bulk food stores, if you've never been in one, all it is they sell stuff in these, like, I call them barrels or these buckets. And you go in and you scoop it out and you put it in the bag however many you want. They sell it by the weight out at the cash register and you weigh it. For some people it's cheaper and things of that sort. It just matters. So that's the way they do it. The second one, I love this question. And I'm kind of going crazy on it because it's real world. I want you to think about this. There are 4 people in this family. Each person takes about an 8-minute shower. 8 minutes. I'll be honest, that's about average probably. Because at my house at least, I usually get mad when the kids spend like 15 or 20 minutes in the shower. I do. Because, and they'll tell me well, I wanted a hot shower. I just wanted to soak in it or whatever. Okay, I get that. But I would say 8 minutes is about normal. Some people do a 2-minute shower and it's short and sweet. Okay, so the family wants to conserve water due to a drought. They know that their shower head uses about 3 gallons of water per minute. I want you to think about this. That is true. I want you to think about gallons of milk. Y'all know what a gallon of milk looks like. So just change it to water. 3 of those per minute for a shower. Like, we don't even drink 3 gallons of water a day. No. Honestly, listen. People drink sometimes about a gallon if they're on one of those exercise kind of crazy things. But 3 gallons, it's 3 gallons a minute. So this family, each day, how many gallons do they use? 3. Slow down. 32. Slow down. There's 4 people in this family. That's 32 minutes. They do 8-minute showers. So right there, they spend 32 minutes. But that's the minutes. Now we got to do times 3, so it is 96. Listen, that is normal. Normal. I actually want to show you something. This is, yes. That's okay. Did you just multiply different numbers? That is fine. Multiplying luckily works every which way. Okay? Yes. Yes. And then you still got that 4 because of 4 people. The 24 is 1 person. So here is the thing. What you guys don't realize is you pay for water by the gallon. And if you've never seen a water bill, there's a couple different ways this works. Now, if you live some apartment complexes, condos, things like that, they will sometimes include it in your bill. Okay. But if you live in a house that gets a water bill, this is what it's like at my house. I'm going to literally show you the water bill. I know this is goofy, but here's my thing. I I want you to realize that this is real world. Like, look at this. Okay, so this is the water bill, literally from the Alabaster Water. And you can literally see, like, that is the water bill. Now, I'll be honest, getting into the world of cheap, we are a lot cheaper than, like, Birmingham City. This would normally be $300 to $400.
That's what my dad pays.
And it is, that is why, I mean, there's a huge dilemma, but this, we are lucky in Alabaster. Now, let me show you something, because this is the weird part. Yes, that's the bill in the front, but the back breaks it down. What we don't realize is this part. Most of us, because we're at school. But, I'll explain. Listen. Okay, during the day, there is a meter guy or girl that come by my house, all of our houses in Alabaster, and they read the meter. The meter is out by the road. It's this little box in the grass, and the guy comes and lifts it up, and he reads the numbers. Now, I don't really know much about how the numbers work, but you can see, okay, when he read it, this was like, that was that day, and the previous reading, meaning the month before, must have been that number. So I want you to look, times 100, okay, they must not do it per gallon, because over here is how many gallons my family used in how long? About 30 days, 1 month. God. 5,500 gallons. Okay, now I'll admit, I have a large family of 6, usually 7 or 8 people there, meaning kids, friends, and things of that sort. But I want you to think about this. I don't have a swimming pool. I don't even have sprinklers in my yard, because people who have that, their bill's going to be even more. I'll admit, I don't really get mean to the kids about, like, taking showers and things. We do run the dishwasher. That's a biggie. Obviously flush a lot of toilets with that many people in the house. Listen, all that adds up. And that's just like, I wanted to kind of show y'all, like, this is real world. When mom or dad or whoever says, hey, you know, let's save $1 by doing this or that, like, it can add up. Now, I'll admit, when I looked at the numbers on here, I was kind of impressed because my bill was not as high. I want you to look at this. If you look over there and you look over here, my water only, just my water, is $29.59 for 5,500 gallons. I personally thought that was pretty good. Like, I'm like, hey, that's good. Because I know in other cities, it can be hundreds. I can't even say it. Like $300 to $400. Now, I want to show you one thing, though. I whipped out my calculator. I don't want you to see this because this is kind of goofy, but I'm going to scoot it over just a drop. Okay, if I take my water bill, which is, there we go, 29.59, and I divide it by the amount of gallons. Okay, I want you to see something. And I don't know that this is totally exactly right, but 0.00 is how much I'm paying per gallon.
So you're rich.
What is 0.00? No, I wish. What is 0.00?
Nothing.
Nothing. But what is the next digit? 5. It's half a penny. I want you to think about this. I'm paying half a penny per gallon, so it takes 2 gallons for them to charge me a penny. Yes? Okay. It takes 2 gallons for them to charge me a penny. Now, I'll admit, it would add up. I mean, like with my family, in a year that will add up. But it doesn't look that bad looking at it this way. Now listen, my bill will roll anywhere from $40 up to 50. It matters. Once you think about things like this, washing a car, running a slip and slide. That is the biggie at my house. Summertime slip and slide. Have a good one. Have a good one. We got anything from the other biggie at my house is watering the lawn because we don't have sprinklers, so we use like a garden hose. When the kids want to take a sprinkler and attach it to the trampoline, it is water that is sometimes wasted, I guess, if you call it that. We're having fun in it. But this isn't bad. Like, I know it's kind of weird. Now, the other thing you've seen, because some of you started talking about it when I showed you the bill, is this. And I want you to look. Okay, there's water, there's tax, and there's garbage. Yes, we have to pay. I just figured, why not throw this in, even though it has nothing to do with math. We have to pay to collect our garbage. Listen, we got to pay somebody to come get it. So in the city of Alabaster, if you have what I call the kind of rolling can that you pull to the street, okay, we have two. We have the blue and the green, I think it is, and we roll the recycle and the other one out to the street. That is the basic price for garbage right now. That is so that they can pay people to come pick it up, people to dump it, people to recycle it, whatever, okay? Now, that is for just one can each. If you have like 2 blue cans, then they will charge extra. Honestly, if you live in a condo complex or like at school where they have the big barrel out back that everybody throws their garbage in, okay, that is charged like usually per month, but it's a different price. So I just kind of wanted you to see, like, I know that a lot of this math you kind of say whatever, Miss Donahue, but it is, some of it's real world. So I'm just kind of throwing that out there, and I know it's kind of goofy to show a bill, but you got to understand, like, let me put it this way. If my bill next month is $75, I need to investigate it. Because here's what's happened. I either have a leaky toilet, I have a broken stairs, I have a broken faucet, I have a pipe broken in the yard maybe I don't know about. Maybe there's a pipe broken under the house. I had a friend that had a pipe break under their driveway. They had to dig up the driveway because the pipe broke under the driveway. Fix the pipe and redo the driveway. Because listen, the water bill went up hundreds of dollars. It happens every month. That's the way people know if their water is like all of a sudden going crazy.
You have to pay it.
You got to pay the water bill. Yep, if it's on your property, you pay the water bill. Yes.
I have one question.
Yes.
So, actually, I have a few questions. So, bills are monthly, right?
Bills are monthly. Yes.
And so, how much do all of your bills cost altogether, just for like future?
Honestly, with a 6-person family and a house and a car payment,
A lot of
between probably $2,000 and $3,000.
I'm thinking of walking.
Now, can I make it less? Yes. If I didn't have a car payment, take $500 off. If I didn't pay for my house, maybe I rented a house. It could be like that's anywhere between $800 and $1,000 a month. So like that is why like I know that y'all think a lot of the math you learn you'll never use, especially when you get older and all that good stuff. But the decimals and money understanding, like just me getting this bill, if next month I get it and it's $85, then as a person, I mean, they don't care. They'll charge me $85 for the next 10 months. They don't care if my water's making my yards, squishy and stuff. They are making money. I have to be the adult that looks into, hey, why did it jump that much? Now, granted, maybe that month was the month where you filled up a swimming pool or something in the backyard. But you, like, as a grown-up, the world of decimals, I'm going to say 6th grade math is a lot of normal, real world, you're welcome, what we cover. Like what we do in the real world, just being an adult. And I know that sounds goofy, but like, it's the best way I can explain it. I don't know. Yes?
So what you're saying is rent a house, because you won't, I mean...
Not exactly, because when you own a house, you get tax breaks. So I get like money back because I own a house. We rented for a long time before we ever bought. I won't lie. Like we rented for years. Well, you're paying, I want you to think about it. I paid $800 a month to rent some guy's house. And all he did was take that $800 and he got to pay off his house. I had nothing to do with the $800. So now, when I pay $800 a month on my house, granted, a long time from now, I will own my house. And I can sell my house. But I want you to think about it. If I'm renting from someone else, can I ever sell his house? No, I can never make a dime off his house. But now that I'm paying my bill, and it's going to take a long time to pay that house off, but I could eventually sell it and make money. Okay? We'll talk that later. We'll talk when we will do some percentages and things, and that will really open your eyes up to how a car that looks like, you know how you go to the car dealership where you see the sign on the side of the road and it says $19,999 or something, $19,999. Well, I'll be honest. If you go borrow that from the bank and you pay all the good interest, which is what you pay on the house too, that's why I'm bringing it up, that car will be probably between $30,000 and $40,000, to be honest. So what you think you're paying is $20,000, but the bank is going to make another good $20,000 off of you because you borrowed money from them, and that'll be we'll talk about that. But yes, they do. I'm sorry. You don't think of the bank making the money and stuff, but when you borrow money, they're making it somehow. So, anyway, with all that craziness being said, we're now going to go over the study guide. I am begging, barring, and pleading with you people to check it. I'm even going to give you some hints that might help you memorize, like vocab and stuff. I'm assuming you have it, unless you were absent, then tell me. Study guide, it looked like this. We worked on it in class. A lot of you didn't have a ton of homework. Now, it is a test tomorrow. It is 100 points. Listen, I'm going to point out some stuff today that might help you get the right credit. Get a better score. So here we go. Okay, number 1, an illustration that has an X and a Y axis and is numbered with integers. Coordinate plane. Hint. A coordinate. One second. Okay, a coordinate plane is the only thing that we've seen that even looks like a picture. It was this thing, if you're wondering what it is. It's the little X and Y thing. A picture in a story is called an illustration. The person who does when you have a library book and you look at it back when you were a little kid, the front would say the writer was this person, the illustrator was that person. Illustration, the person who does the pictures. Hint, coordinate plane, picture. Okay. Number 2, blank is a mathematical sentence indicating that two quantities are not equal. Not equal. Inequality. Listen, please look at this hint. This is going to be the first year that I ever get everybody get this right. Look, what's in the middle of this word? It is the root. It is the root word. You people do all these Greek and Latin roots and prefixes and suffixes. Listen, equality, inequality. Equal is equal. The reason the word not is in front of it is because over here there's an N. I-N. N means not equal. Listen, yes, math and English sometimes go together. Okay. Blank is the distance from 0. Absolute value. I need you to get this one memorized. I got so many of you still not real sure. Absolute value is distance. Keep telling yourself, absolute 0. I'm losing my mind. Absolute value, it is distance from 0. That answer is absolute value. It is distance. How far is something from 0? Okay, all whole numbers, negative numbers, and 0 are considered integers. All integers is a fancy name for numbers. Integers. Number 5, the blank is the point of intersection of the x and y axis on a coordinate plane. Origin. It is where everything should originate. We should start in the middle. We should go left and right before we ever go up or down. Okay? Blank is neither a positive or a negative number. 0. Not positive or negative. Someone said earlier, is it neither? I said, yes, that's exactly right. A blank integer is always greater than a blank integer. A positive. Now, I need you to be super careful. Hint, hint, in case we swap it. If it says less than, we would swap those two words. So be careful to read the sentence when you're doing the test. Okay, everybody good so far? Now, if you will look at the next part, I want to what I'm saying first doesn't really exactly help you, but you'll see in a second. It is asking which point is located closest to negative 1/4. But I need you to realize something. Fractions and decimals can be negatives. There are tons of fractions and decimals between every number on a number line. We just can't list them all. To be honest, this whole list that you were supposed to know by November 6th is between what two numbers? They're all positive. It's numbers like 1/2, 3/4, 7/8, 6/9. They're all between what two numbers on the number line? 1 and 0. Listen, it's odd. We just don't have number lines glued to our walls that have all the fractions and decimals. So the first thing I want you to look at, because this might help you tomorrow get the right answer. If it is negative, like this one's negative, your only answer all the answers have got to be from here down. Because that is the negative end of the number line. Does that make sense so far? Now look at it. I want you to think about it. Negative 1/4. Guys, negative 1/4 is this. Negative 1 and 1/4 is this. Which one is negative 1/4? C.
Yes.
Listen, it is because it is right past the 0, but you don't even have 1 whole yet. This one is negative 1 and 1/4. Like that would be B. 1 and some more. This one is just like you don't even have a whole pizza. You got 1 slice out of 4 slices. Okay? Now, my little highlighter did not exactly help on the first one. But I want you to see a trick. On the second one here with number 9, it is 0.5. Is it positive or negative? Positive. 0.5 is positive because there's not a negative sign. That means that my answer has got to be from here down. What is the only answer that's even positive? C. And think about it. 0.5 is like 50 cents. It's half a dollar. You don't have a whole dollar, but at least you don't owe anybody. You got 50 cents. So if you need to highlight tomorrow or whatever, I don't care. Do whatever it takes. Does that help a little bit to see what we're looking at? Okay. Looking at the bottom, in case you were absent or whatever, I'm going to kind of talk about it. Absolute value. These little lines right here, the little double bars, mean absolute value. How far is it from 0? So like if this is 5, it is 5 steps from 0. So is 5 less than a 4th? No. 5 is greater than, so you would not circle that one. Is 12 less than 4? No. That should be a positive 4 because of absolute value. And then make the comparison, and that does not work. Okay, this one is a 3. absolute value of negative 3 is 3, and they have an equal sign. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes. And then look at this one. Is negative 2 greater than negative 17?
Yes.
Yes. Listen, right here is the key. All comparisons. They might ask you for 1, they might ask you for 4. It's going to be up to you to look at all 4 and double check. Okay? Any questions on that one? I don't mind. Today's the day. Ask them. Okay, on number 11, I need you to be super picky. And I can pretty much look right now out of my eyeballs and look down at some of y'all and go, okay, I need you to know a couple things. You would get points off if you didn't number your number line. Okay, so I would need this. If you try to just give me dashes and no numbers, you should fill it in. Okay, so you should fill them in. Even if we give you a few of the numbers, you fill it in. The next step is, I need you to graph each point. Okay, so like 2 needs a dot right there. It should be where the lines cross. It is not what I'm going to call flying around in the air. That point should not be way up here, guys. It is wrong if it's up there. It has to be on the line. Okay, negative 3.5. Here is the biggie with this one. If I go to negative 3 and some more, but here is the problem. Some of you aren't telling me what that dot stands for. Look at your paper. You got to have negative 3.5. I need to know what that point stands for. Like, I get it's between 3 and 4, but it could be anything. So make sure you label the point. Okay, the next one is 1/2. So it is down here. And I'm labeling the point. And then negative 5 is down here. Listen, just make sure I can see your dots. Make sure I can see your points. Yeah, like, just make sure they're fat enough. Don't circle numbers. I've seen some of you people circling. No circling. And no dots flying through the air. I promise, you don't have the picky math teacher. I guess we all are. Like, no dots should be flying through the air. They've got to be on that line. On the line. On the line. And you need all 4 of them. I see it now. You need all 4 of the dots. Look like you have a point. Like, I see that point, but listen, make sure, like, big enough I can see it. That's all. Like, I know this is crazy, but, like, if I'm grading it, I gotta be able to see the dot. If it was out there, then it would change back to negative 3. But that, right, the way they wrote it right there, they need to change it to an absolute value of 3. So I'll show you. Give me 1 second. Okay, does everybody get on the number line? Okay, the bottom part, listen. Okay, so the question was, like, I realized that this has a negative sign inside of it. Here's the thing. If it has those bars on each side, that means absolute value. Distance from 0, otherwise known as, change it to a positive, okay? So, negative 2 is really 2. That is a 10, and that is a plus. So we know that one is 12. Does that help on that one? Okay, here we go. This one, I take the negative 8, I change it to a 8, I bring down this, and kind of reread it. 15 minus 8 is 7. Okay? You want to change them before you do any crazy math, guys. So like this one. I look at this one, I say, well, because of absolute value, this is really a 3. Because of absolute value, this is really a 7. They got a plus sign, so 7 plus 3 is 10. Does that make sense now? And then, so this one, you would do the math inside it. 150 minus 25 is 125. And really, it's in absolute value bars. But that means 125. Okay. 125. Okay, the back part. This should be a little bit easier, meaning the first part, especially with the ordering. Be careful. This one says least to greatest. Tomorrow, it might say greatest to least. You've got to watch the words. -5, -4, 3, 10, 12. Okay, the next one, -8, -5, 0, and 9. Just watch the directions. Because if they flip it, that would be totally wrong. Does that make sense? Listen, least to greatest. Y'all know 20 is bigger than any number on that number line. So they want you to go from this way to that way. Okay. Take this part slow. This is where I get the most goofy mistakes from the smartest children I teach. And I'm really not kidding. It happens every year. So take it slow. -3 or 3 is bigger. 3. Okay. -13 or -1? -1. 10 or -3? 10. 4.5 or 5.5? 5.5. This is the one every year. Okay, slow down. What is the absolute value of -1/4? 1/4. This one is -1/4. This one is positive. This one is negative, so yes, listen. Take it slow. Take it slow. If it's absolute value, make it positive. That is the biggest, that is the one most people miss. Okay. 23. Let's see. If he lost $2, it's -2. Below 0 is -7. You win that amount of money. It is a positive, but you don't need the positive. Now, if Miss Curley gave away 10, she now has -10. That one I don't love the sentence, but the other 3 you should be okay with. If you have a weird question about something like that tomorrow, just ask me. I'll try to explain it to you. Now, the bottom section. Listen. No, because she gave it away. Listen, stop. It's okay. I make mistakes, but listen, think about it this way. And pretend it's Miss Donahue. If Miss Donahue gives away 10, I now have, I've lost 10, okay? Now, if I give it to her, and the sentence starts with her name, then she would be getting 10. It'd be plus 10. So kind of think about, who are they talking about? Are they giving it away? Are they getting it? That one's confusing, I'll admit. There shouldn't be, I don't think there's one worded like that tomorrow. Okay, on 27, please, I need you to look. Because we need you to graph it. And if you don't graph it, that's going to be points off. So look, first, we need you to mark and label the points, then do the distance. So, when we are labeling A, there we go, it needs to go to -2, we go across the X first, and -4, we go down. You have to have the letter A. Because if you don't, you didn't give it a name. It's just a dot flying around on a coordinate plane. Okay. 1 second. Make it a little bit smaller. Okay. The next one, I got to have B at -2 and 5. Okay. So check your paper. Did you put an A? Did you put a B? How far is their distance apart? 9 units. Listen, from 5 to 0 is 5. From 0 to 4 is 4. 5 plus 4 is 9. Be careful. Watch numbers. Okay, on the next one, C is 7 over 7 down negative 3, and it is C. D is over 4 down negative 3, and it is how far apart? 3. If you are not getting the right number, you can always try this. Count it. 1, 2, 3, but it's the boxes you're counting. I'm just trying to give everybody another way if you're getting it wrong the first time. Here is the thing. The last part I want to show you. Some of you are utilizing the reminds and the Quizlets and some aren't. So let me show you some. Yes, go ahead.
On the first one on 27,
Uh-huh.
I put 10 instead of 9 because I added the block just under the lines.
Did you try to add a line, right? Like add something right there? Yes. And that's why, like, when I'm doing it, I know this sounds goofy, but I try to do it by boxes. So, like, this is 1, 2, please ignore it. Of course, it's going off now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you need to draw, just take, I know, of course it goes off in the middle of the video. My life.
Can't wait to watch this.
4 crazy kids. Tell Martha that. If you need to draw on your number line, like I just did, the little bouncy thing, I don't care. That's fine.
I did it, but it gave me 6.
Okay, from,
Oh, I see what I did.
you sure?
Yeah.
Please stop. Are you sure though?
I put it on 6 instead.
There you go. That'll do it. That'll do it. Okay. So the last thing is, please split it, because some people aren't utilizing this and you need a good grade. I am sending out 2 reminds later, and the 2 reminds are working with Quizlet. Now, if you will look, so honestly, if you search, listen. If you search for Miss Sawyer TSGC, it's going to come up with all the card sets that she makes. Now, she has made 2 for this week. Really 3 if you want the other quiz for November 6th. Okay, honestly, the 9 terms right here. If you click on it, I want to show you one thing. When I opened it up the first time, it looked like this, meaning it was just a word. In fact, it was the word 0. And I'm like staring at it thinking, what do they want me to do with that? So, listen, if you open it up and it looks like this, go to options, change the answer thing, whoops, there you go, change the answer thing, and now it gives you sentences. Please sit down, guys, we've got time. So, what is this? Mathematical sentence indicating that 2 quantities are not equal. What is it?
Inequality.
Inequality. So we flip it, we go to the next one. An illustration. Coordinate plane. The point of intersection.
Origin.
Please stop. The distance. Any integer is from 0. Absolute value, yes. An integer that is less than 0. Negative integer. The 4 regions on the, yes, quadrants. All whole numbers, negative. Integers and 0. An integer that is greater than 0. Positive integer. A number that is neither positive or negative. 0. Now, okay, here's the other one though. This is the one that I'll send out today that you haven't seen. If you search, basically if you go back and you search for Miss Sawyer and you pull this up, there's something called the Integer Test Review. And if you use the flashcards or you can use the matching, it's got some other questions in it that might help you.
That's plus.
So like that one is plus,
1,500.
yeah, plus 10,500. 125 with the absolute value. I know it looks weird because it's tight, but absolute value. And I know some of the vocab is the same. Now, I want you to look at this one. 2 of them match and 2 of them don't. How far is it from -4 to 5?
Nice.
-4 to 5. 9. That's all you're doing on distance? Look at it. I know we haven't ever seen it this way, like we normally plot it, but think about it. -4 to 5 is 9. Okay? Write an integer. The weather is 7 below 0.
Minus 0.
Minus
20.
That's just 2.
2. Absolute value.
5.5 and greater.
That's the way I word it, but
1/4. No, positive 1/4.
what's absolute value of -1/4? 1/4.
Integers.
I was sitting there still reading it.
0.
Okay, so listen, tonight, study the 2. Guys, I haven't dismissed you guys. Have a seat.
Okay, Mrs. Duncan, I need to ask you a few questions about taxes and bills. Okay, so which one?
You did a good job. You saved a lot of money.
Okay, but
And then
here's
you
what.
Not a
give it
teacher.
to me. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so 1 second. I'm just being silly. I'm being silly. 1 second. I was kidding.